Hello, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Hannah with Make 5 Dinners in 1 Hour, and today I'm going to be prepping 5 dinners in under an hour. And so I hope you enjoy this video, and I do this every week in my kitchen, and so I'm just kind of inviting you into my kitchen so you can see what I do every week. So I do this whether I record it or not, or do it on video or not. And so we're just going to hop in and get started, and I'll kind of chit chat with you as we go through. So what I'm going to be prepping today is creamy baked flautas from the classic menu, ham and cheese quiche from the classic menu, slow cooked pineapple pork tenderloin from the classic menu, and then we're going to do the one dish Mexi baked chicken from Clean Eating, and the slow cooked tangy beef sandwiches from the Clean Eating. So I have a mixture of Clean Eating and classic. I am a member of the combo plan, and I've been a member for over 2 years, like 2.5 years now, which is crazy. And so I'm gonna do a mixture of both. So I'm a member of the combo plan, which is classic and Clean Eating and some lunches. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about 5 dinners in 1 hour as we're going through here. But let's go ahead and get started with prepping meal number 1, which is the creamy baked flautas. And so this tells me everything I need to do. And so I'll kind of go through this and show you what I'm looking at as we prep it as well. But this tells me everything I need, all my ingredients, what to do with it. This is my guidebook. It tells me everything. Does everything for me. Okay, so what it calls for is a deli rotisserie chicken, or you can do like shredded chicken that you made, as long as it's cooked chicken that's shredded. And so I get a rotisserie chicken every time I go to Costco, and we just went yesterday. So I shredded that whole rotisserie chicken up. And so I got some rotisserie chicken in here that's already shredded. So that's in there. And then it says to put it in a bowl and mix the next 4 ingredients in with my chicken in this bowl. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna put some cream cheese in here. And usually I like to do the whipped cream cheese because it spreads and it mixes easier. But they substituted me out with just regular cream cheese because I always do the grocery pickup because that's a game changer. And so they substituted out regular cream cheese, which is fine. It'll still work. That's what the recipe calls for. But I will say whipped cream cheese is easier to work with. So as I make a mess. So I always keep paper towels off to the side because I make lots of messes. So that's one thing whenever you're prepping is to, if you like to make lots of messes, keep your paper towel off to the side. Okay, there we go. That's enough of that. And then I always keep a trash bin. I'm sure you can see that in this video view. But I always keep this off to the side. So you can use like a mixing bowl like this and just put a bag in it. You can use, I have this decorative basket that just sits on my countertop throughout the week. And so I literally just put a bag in it and use this as my trash bin. Or if your trash can is like mobile, you can pull your trash can over to your countertop just so you have like an easy way to put your trash over there. Okay, so we have our cream cheese. We're gonna do some cheddar cheese. So we're gonna sprinkle this in here. So sprinkle all that. Looks good to me. And then we're gonna do some jalapenos. And now it does give me the measurements, so you can see I haven't really measured anything. It does give me the measurements on this piece of paper, and I measured everything when I first started because I never cooked, like never prepped, especially never prepped, but never cooked. And so I used to measure everything. But now I feel more comfortable, like the more I've done it, I mean, I've been doing it for 2 years, and so I feel more comfortable to not measure everything. So that's where we're at. And my husband's trying to put Eli down for a nap, so you may hear him crying because he's not happy right now. I think he's beyond the point of tired, which is never a good place for him to be. So it makes nap time way harder. And we're just putting some jalapenos in here. And then we'll be good to go. Okay, so we got our jalapenos in there. So I'm gonna stir this all up. And I think that's everything. Oh, we need to put salt and pepper in there. So let's put some salt and pepper. Let me get that in here. And it says salt and pepper to taste. And so you just do what suits your family. If you guys like more salty foods, do more salt. If you like more peppery, do more pepper. My thing is you can never take away, but you can always add on the day of cooking. So I try not to overdo it, especially with the salt. Now, when I first started prepping and cooking at home, we had eaten fast food like 3 to 4 days a week, at least 3 to 4 days a week. Let me say that. Almost every day we would eat fast food a couple times a day. And so our taste buds were very used to a lot of sodium, a lot of salt. And so I used to use more salt than I do now. So I kind of weaned us off the salt a little bit. So if your family is used to eating fast food, then maybe do a little bit more salt and then gradually lessen the salt because it makes a difference. All right, so we got this all mixed up here. And now what we're gonna do, because this is creamy baked flautas, and I don't know if I say that right, flautas, I think that's right. Make sure that cream cheese is all mixed in there. So what we're gonna do is scoop it onto our flour tortillas and roll them up, and then we're gonna put them in this thing. So let me get my tortillas out here. And I cleaned my countertop right before I started all of this, so countertop is clean, so I'm just gonna do it straight on my countertop. So we're just going to put this mixture on here. Get some jalapenos in there. And before I started this video, all I did was I looked down my column here, because this middle column gives me all the ingredients I need for prep day, which is prep day today for me. And so I went down through and saw all the ingredients I needed and pulled all of that out of my pantry, pulled it out of my fridge, my freezer, and put it on my countertop in the order of the meals I was doing. So I literally went down through this list and saw I needed rotisserie chicken, cream cheese, cheddar cheese, jalapenos, salt and pepper, and flour tortillas. And I put it all on my counter right here. Did the same thing for the next one. And so I would suggest doing that, whether you record yours, do it live, do it in your kitchen with your kids running around you. Go ahead and pull all your ingredients out. It just makes it go so much faster, so you're not going back and forth to your pantry, back and forth to your fridge. Just get it all out at once. And you don't have to spread it over your whole countertop like this. I just do it because I can. But you can do it on your kitchen table. You can do it wherever, really. So you don't need all this counter space to do it. All right, so we're gonna keep scooping these out. Lost track of what I was doing here. Okay, so we're just gonna make our creamy baked flautas. And this one, we are going to, I think it bakes in the oven. Yeah, so we're gonna bake this one in the oven, and we're gonna serve it with corn and a green salad. So this will be a yummy dinner. I'm excited about this one. And then it also gives you a quick tip on here to place your seams down. So I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So when I roll this up, which I'm filling these bad boys up. So when you roll it up, the seam side right there, face that down. I don't know if you can see that. So face that down so that way it doesn't unroll on you. Okay, so we're just gonna keep doing this. And I'm not baking them in this dish, so I didn't spray this. I think they're gonna be baked on a baking sheet, like a cookie sheet. Yeah, so we're gonna make them on a baking sheet in the oven. This one's gonna have a lot of jalapenos. We'll make sure Brian gets that one. If I bite into one and there's a lot of jalapenos, Brian's eating the rest of it. I like spicy things, but not a ton of jalapenos. Okay, so we already have 4, so I'm gonna do one more. And we'll be done with meal number 1. Okay, we may actually have this one for dinner tonight because this one looks good. So we'll see. Okay, so got that one done. So there's what it looks like. This is gonna go in my fridge until cooking day, which may be today, I'm not sure yet. It'll be sometime within the next 5 days. So all of my meals I'm gonna put in my fridge until I cook them. This one is freezable, so really you could even take these and put them in a freezer Ziploc bag and stick them in your freezer. I may actually do that for when little one comes, which we're having a girl. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but we found out we're having a girl. And so, so when this little girl comes, I may freeze some of these so we have a quick and easy like snack or a quick and easy lunch or dinner, because this would be an awesome one to have on hand. So I think I'm gonna add that to my freezer list for when baby comes. Okay, so that one's done. Next is our ham and cheese quiche, which this one is actually what I initially planned for dinner, but that one sounds really good right now. So ham and cheese quiche. This one calls for a frozen deep dish pie crust. So I got that here. And so it says slice green onions and place in our pie crust. So let me get a knife and a little cutting mat here. Okay, so we're just gonna use this little knife. And I've already washed my onions, so I'm just gonna chop these green onions up here into little pieces and put them in the bottom of my pie dish. I think that's what it said. Yep, into my pie crust. Okay. Almost chopped up there. Okay. And then I'm just gonna toss the ends of those. I know some people like to use the ends, but I prefer not to. So do what works for you. If you like the ends of them, then definitely use them up. All right, so we're gonna put our green onion in there. Okay. Set that off to the side. I'm gonna shake that around a little bit. Whoa, didn't mean to shake it out. Okay, so we have our green onion. Let's see, what else does it say to do? So we need ham and Swiss cheese, and we're gonna put that in our pie crust. So we got our ham here. If I can get it out. There we go, struggling. Okay, so we're just gonna tear this up into little pieces and put it in our pie crust. So tear this up, and it says to layer, I think it says to layer it. Yeah, so layer it equally. So I need to kind of try to lay these out. And again, this is the ham and cheese quiche off of the classic menu. And I've seen a lot of people in our Facebook community group, which you'll have to join our community group if you haven't yet. You don't have to be a member to join our community group. It's just where a bunch of people go to see what it's all about, to ask questions, to post what they made for dinner, all of that fun stuff. So you'll have to join us over there. But I've seen a lot of people make this for like Sunday brunch, which would be awesome to have this for brunch. So I may do this for like a brunch because Brian works night shift. So we could do this like before he goes to work one day or something like that. Okay, so we're gonna layer our cheese up here. And I'm gonna put some more ham in there because I feel like we need another layer of ham. Okay, so we're gonna do one more layer of ham. And let's see here if I can get it out. There we go. Okay, so one more layer of ham. And this one we are going to, this one cooks in the oven, of course, because it's a quiche. And so that one's gonna cook in the oven, and we're gonna serve it with grapes. So I think we're done with this. I'm gonna throw that whole piece away. Let me close this stuff up. And this one's gonna stay in my fridge until cooking day as well. Okay. Next we need, okay, so this is actually gonna get covered with plastic wrap, but I don't have any saran wrap or plastic wrap, so I'm just gonna put it in a Ziploc bag. I figured that would be my easiest thing if it fits. Oh yeah, fits perfect. Okay, so that's just gonna go in a Ziploc bag. So we're done with this for prep day. Now we have a little bit more to do with it though. So that part of our ham and cheese quiche is done. So now we need to blend up some stuff and move on to the next. And I'm sure you guys are guessing. You're gonna blend up some eggs with something else. And I don't have like a big blender because I don't like to keep big appliances because they just take up a lot of space. I would never use a blender or hardly ever use a blender. So I love my Magic Bullet. So like a little self-serving size blender works great for these meals. And if it doesn't all fit, then you could do like 2 different batches of it. My eggs are rolling away. I'm gonna grab those. Okay, so we're gonna do some eggs. So let's see what it says to do. So mix the last 4 ingredients in a blender, cover with lid and refrigerate until ready to cook. Okay, so we're gonna crack these eggs in here. And I know, like, I'm an adult, so this shouldn't happen, but I get shells in my eggs almost every time that I crack an egg. So I'm gonna have to watch and see what we're doing here. So far, so good. Like literally almost every time I end up with shells. So far, we're 2 for 3. Anybody else, or is that just me? Like, it didn't used to be a problem. It's like a recent problem. Okay, we did pretty good. No eggs in my, or no shells in my eggs. No eggs in my shells. Okay, so no shells in my eggs, so that's good. Okay, so then we're gonna do, let's see here. So we have our eggs. We're gonna do some flour. And like I said earlier, I don't measure everything, but some things I measure. So things like flour, things like this stuff, whatever this is, evaporated milk, regular milk, water, things like that I always measure. Just because I feel like that could mess up a recipe if you do too much or too little. So I do measure that kind of stuff. And I think we actually need this whole can. So we get to just, hopefully this all fits. Let's see. Not quite. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna blend this up and then add the rest. Okay, so if you're wearing earphones, here is your warning that it's gonna be kind of loud. Or if you're in a room with sleeping kids, turn your volume down. All right, so we're gonna mix this up. Okay, I'm gonna try and add the rest of this evaporated milk in here. And again, this is just gonna sit in my fridge with this part of it until we are ready to cook it. And I got the majority of it. There's like a tiny little bit left. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. I'm gonna blend this up one more time. And you can see when I flip it up this way, there's like a little bit of extra space up there. All right, so we got that done. I got some milk on me. Okay, so then I'm just gonna put my lid on this. Unplug this, put it over here. And then this comes with like a little lid, so I'm gonna put my lid on it, and it's gonna go in the fridge just like that until we're ready to cook it. And then on cooking day, of course, we're gonna pour this into our pie mixture and cook it all together. I wouldn't pour it in before cooking day because I feel like it'll mess up your pie crust. Okay, so that one is done. So we're done with 2 meals, you guys. And again, we're serving that one with grapes. That's off of our classic menu. Okay, and so what I'm looking at here, this middle column, again, is what tells me all the ingredients that I need for prep day. And over here, it tells me what to do with it. So I have no idea what to do with all these ingredients unless it gives me step by step. So it literally tells you step 1, step 2, step 3. Super easy to read, super easy to follow. Like, kids are doing this, you guys. Super easy. Now, I will say I never prepped before, so these steps are needed for me. I know I say kids can do it, but like I still need the steps, and I've been doing it for 2 years. All right, so next one is slow cooked pineapple pork tenderloin. So I'm gonna get all my ingredients over here. And what I've done, I went ahead and labeled my bag, which I recommend labeling all your bags. So I went ahead and labeled my bag and put my tenderloin in there. That's all I've done so far and got my ingredients out. So we're gonna do some pineapple chunks. So let me go ahead and open this up. In my assembly directions, so my prep directions over here, this one it says, so I'll read it exactly to you how it says. It says place all ingredients, including the pineapple juice, in a large zipper bag, zip to seal, squish around to mix. So this one's super easy. So if you have kiddos that wanna help, this would be a great one for them to do. Because you literally just dump everything in a bag and mix it all around. Okay, so this trash bin over here, super helpful to have. My trash can is like in my cabinet, so I would have to go back and forth, so it just saves me a little bit of time. So we're gonna do some balsamic vinegar. This one I'm just gonna eye out. Just gonna eye it out and hopefully we get the right amount. If I can get it open. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, let's see. I think I have a little thing that will help me open this. I haven't used my balsamic vinegar for a little while. I hope it's not stuck. Okay. We might have to add this later when Brian can open it for me. And I'm sure I've loosened it up for him, so it'll be super easy. Ah, there we go, got it, okay. So balsamic vinegar, I'm just gonna eye out how much I need. Okay, and then we're gonna do some brown sugar. But again, I'm eyeing it out, but it does give me how much I need, the measurement I need, all of that, okay. And these menus, so like we picked the meals that we wanted this week. So it's called a custom menu, and it gives you your grocery list. So my grocery list is a custom grocery list to what I picked, which you can do inside your membership. So I have my custom grocery list, my custom menu. If you don't want to pick your own meals and you just want us to do it for you, we will. So there's also an option where you can click made for you menu, where we've already made up a menu for you. So you just click save or print or whatever, however you want to look at it. Whether you look at it on your phone, your computer, your tablet, or you print it out, you can do it however. And we make the menu for you, so you don't have to do it. But I like to make my own menu. So I always make my own menu. So I always do the custom menu, and I always change my serving size to 3. So it defaults to a serving size of 6, but that's too much for just me and Brian and Eli. And so I always change my serving size to 3. So you can change your serving size to whatever you want. Like you can feed your whole neighborhood, or you can feed just yourself. So it's totally custom how many people you want to serve. Like for example, my family all came over when we did our little gender reveal to find out we're having a girl. And so my whole family came over, and so I did one of the meals, one of the pork meals, and I changed the serving size to 21. So usually I do a serving size of 3, change it to 21. So you can kind of see the versatility there of how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna get the air out of this one. And again, this one's the slow cooked pineapple pork tenderloin. And so cook it in a slow cooker. And we're gonna serve it with broccoli and brown rice. And it tells me a little tip on here that it's best cooked on day 2. So I'll cook this one tomorrow. All right. I'm actually gonna write that on there because I'll forget that I need to cook it tomorrow. So let's see, I'm gonna write tomorrow on there just so I remember. And I don't even know what today's date is, so I just wrote the day of the week. So I'll have to look at the date tomorrow. Okay, so that one's done. Moving on to meal number 4 is the 1-dish Mexi baked chicken from the clean eating menu. And these things are in our Amazon store. So if you want to find some baggie holders, like they fold up, I put them in my drawer. Super easy, super awesome. So those are in our Amazon store if you want to check those out. Okay, so 1-dish Mexi baked chicken. So we need to add our chicken to a baking dish that's sprayed with nonstick spray. So I already did that. So all I did was spray my dish with some Pam, put my chicken breast in there, get everything else over here. Okay. And then I did, so it calls for black beans to be drained and rinsed. So I went ahead and did that and just put them in this bowl. Okay, so it says rinse and drain beans, add to bowl along with the next 7 ingredients. So let's see, we have black beans, corn, and I'm just gonna eye this out. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of that. And you can see this was already open because I used it for another meal previously. So anytime that I have like extra, I just keep it in my freezer. I just knocked my paper towels off. I just keep it in my freezer and continue to use it. So that's why you need to shop your fridge and your pantry and your freezer before you do your grocery shopping, because like I didn't need to buy any corn for this meal because I already had it. Okay, so we had corn. It calls for diced green chilies, but Eli is probably gonna eat this, so I'm gonna leave those out because I don't want it to be too hot for him, because he loves chicken, black beans, and corn. So he's gonna love this meal. So I'm gonna leave the diced green chilies out because I don't want it to be too spicy. It calls for frozen chopped bell peppers, which again, this one's already open because I've already used it, so I didn't have to buy any green bell peppers because I shot my pantry, or I guess my freezer in that case. And then calls for some cumin and garlic powder. So I'm gonna do just a little bit of cumin and some garlic powder. And I need to count my ingredients. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we need to do salt and pepper and some lime juice. So there's our salt. And again, it's salt and pepper to taste. So salt and pepper and some lime juice. I'm gonna eye this out too. I need to get some more lime juice. I think I might have just used the last of it. Yep, I sure did. Okay, so we're gonna mix this all up. And, okay, so it says mix and pour over chicken. Okay, look how colorful that is. I don't know if y'all can see how, like that's really colorful, and it looks cute in the yellow bowl. And there are some bowls similar to the ones I use in our Amazon store as well, if you want to check those out. And you guys, there's a sample plan, so if you've never done this before, there's a sample plan for $2, which is actually how I started. So I saw somebody prep a video, or prep on video, and so I tried the sample plan. Didn't tell my husband I was doing it, I just did it because $2, like that's cheaper than going through a drive-through, which I was doing a couple times a day. And so went ahead and did it, and kept telling him, just come home for dinner tonight. Like, you don't need to stop and get food, because he would usually stop and get food and bring us home dinner on his lunch break. And so did the sample plan, and by the end of the week, he was like, okay, what is this? What's going on? How are you cooking dinner so good? Because these recipes are like foolproof. Like, even when you mess them up, because I do mess them up sometimes. So even when you do mess them up, they still turn out really yummy. Okay, so we have, but again, sample plan's $2 if you want to try that out. Check out our website, it's listed there, and you get to try clean eating and classic and some lunches. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with that one. Okay, so then it says chopped cilantro, which I thought I had some leftover cilantro and I didn't. So, but that's okay just to leave it out. So I'm just gonna leave out the cilantro because I thought I had some, ends up I don't. And then we're gonna sprinkle some cheese over it. And this calls for cheddar jack cheese. Let me get that over here. All right. But it does call for cilantro. And I know some people don't even like cilantro. So if you're someone that just doesn't like cilantro, you can just leave it out. I do like cilantro, and I would totally put it on there if I had it. Okay, so we're gonna put our cheese over top of this. And I'm gonna cover this with foil, and it's gonna go in my fridge until cooking day. And this one we're gonna serve with salad and sliced avocado. And this one is gonna go in the oven, so we're gonna bake this one. All right, so that's gonna go off to the side there. And then that's meal number 4. So now we're on to meal number 5. I don't know if I showed you my grocery list. I know I said like it gives you a custom grocery list, and it's gonna be backwards for you guys, but it categorizes it for you and like tells you the amount of everything you need based on your serving sizes that you chose. So it sorts it by like cans, canned goods, meats, bread, grains, rice, fresh produce, frozen, pantries. So it sorts it all for you, so super easy. And then another thing that we have right now is this awesome thing, which would be an awesome gift for a new married couple. Like, if I had this when I first got married, game changer, you guys. We ate out a lot, like even like 5 years into our marriage, we ate out a lot. So this is the Easy Weekly Meal Prep book, and it gives you, like, it's the same layout of what I'm doing right now, but it's meals that we already picked for you. It gives you the grocery list. You can see the grocery list there, like super awesome. It gives you instructions. So if somebody's never heard of 5 dinners in 1 hour and they don't see these videos, it tells you exactly how to do it. It's awesome. So check this out in our store online. It's gonna be available until the end of June, which we're June 2019 right now. So available until the end of June to purchase. So super awesome as a gift, super awesome for yourself. It's great. And another thing, I spilled water on it earlier and it didn't mess up. So it's like that, you can see it's kind of shiny. So it has like that protective cover. So it's like super well made. But yeah, I spilled water all over it. So it is Hannah proof. Okay, so moving on to our next one, which is our last one. And that's slow cooked tangy beef sandwiches. So this is another super easy one. So let me get everything over here. All right. And I have my measuring spoon. I'm not sure why I pulled it out, but pulled it out for something. Okay, so labeled my bag. I went ahead and put my beef stew meat in here. And it says place first 7 ingredients in the large zipper bag and squish it around. So we have our beef stew. We're gonna do some ketchup. So I'm just gonna eye this out. I bet that's why I got this, to eye out my ketchup. Okay, so we're gonna do our ketchup here. Got that. And then we're gonna do Worcestershire sauce. Open this up here. Just gonna eye that out. And then we're gonna do some lemon juice. And then it calls for horseradish from a jar. To be honest, I don't know the difference of from a jar or not from a jar, but I'm just doing what they say. So horseradish from a jar, which is very strong smelling. I don't know if that's my pregnancy smell or if that's like really strong smelling. Okay, so horseradish from a jar, about that much. And we're gonna do some mustard. So put that in there. Salt and pepper to taste, per usual. So salt and pepper. And again, my thing is, you can always add, you can never take away. There was one time I did way too much pepper in a meal, and you could tell. Okay, so we're gonna put this off to the side, put that down there, get our air out. And this is where, if you have kiddos, let them squish this bag up. We're just gonna make sure the meat gets coated really good. Okay. Easy enough. And then we have our corn on the cob here. And these are like frozen mini corn on the cob. And it says just to wrap them up in foil. And we'll store these in the freezer. And again, this is the slow cooked tangy beef sandwiches. So of course we will put these in the slow cooker. And we are gonna serve with corn on the cob and carrots. And so let's see here, we are going to, let's see, how are we gonna cook this stuff? So the corn on the cob is actually going in the crock pot with our meat mixture here. And then we'll serve it with, we'll serve it on whole wheat buns, topped with shredded cabbage if you'd like, and with the corn on the cob and carrots. Let's see, yeah, so we're gonna cook all of this in the slow cooker together. So that's meal number 5. So super easy to prep these, you guys. Like I got that done in like 35 minutes, I think, somewhere around there. So going back through what I just prepped, is the slow cooked tangy beef sandwiches. So that's these are gonna go in my freezer. This is gonna go in the drawer in the bottom of my fridge. So I got that one done. We have 1 dish Mexi baked chicken. So I'm gonna cover this with foil, put it on the shelf of the fridge. We have our slow cooked pineapple pork tenderloin. That's gonna go in the drawer with this one. We have our ham and cheese quiche. So that's these 2 things right here. And then we have our creamy baked flautas. So that's this right here. So super easy, you guys. Now I just have to decide what I want to eat tonight. So I'm either going to do the quiche or the creamy baked flautas. And then tomorrow, since it says it's best cooked on day 2, we're going to do the slow cooked pineapple pork tenderloin. But yeah, super easy. All that's going to go in my fridge. And we have dinner for the next 5 days. So I hope you guys will check out the recipes and the menus online. Try out that sample plan if you haven't yet. It's $2 for the classic and clean eating sample all together with some lunches. Join our Facebook community group so you can see what this is all about, see what other people are posting, ask your questions so we can chat with you over there. But I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.